In the last video, I talked about the tribute offering, the mincha, sometimes translated as grain offering. This is one of the Levitical offerings that involves the offering not of an animal, but rather of a vegetable product, of grain. And I made the point that the grain is always transformed by our labor. And that not only gives us a clue to the overall meaning of our worship, but it also gives us a clue to the practices of worship. The tribute offering was included with all of the offerings of the Israelite system. If you offered an ascension offering, you had to bring a tribute. If you offered a peace offering, you had to bring a tribute with it. Whenever you offered meat on the altar, you also offered grain. You offered an animal, but you also offered something that was a product of your labor. And I think the primary way this translates into Christian worship is in the form of the offertory. There are many people that think that a collection of money does not belong in our worship service. Money should be collected in some other way, maybe a box at the door, maybe people just send in their checks, but it contaminates worship to bring in the grubby world of money into our worship. But the tribute offering actually teaches us the opposite and teaches us that there is a place for offering of the products of our labor or the symbols of the products of our labor in the form of money and offering to those to the Lord as an act of worship. The collection is not simply for the practical needs of paying for the building or paying the pastor's salary or paying for the church secretary. The offering is part of our worship, and it should be enhanced as such. In some church traditions, the offertory includes not just a collection of money, but also includes a presentation of gifts of food for the poor, canned goods. And you can enhance this in a church by offering it as a kind of procession. Between the liturgy of the word and the liturgy of the sacrament, you have an offertory procession where people bring their goods to the Lord as an act of worship, as a symbol of their products of their labor, offering it to the Lord, and also offering it for the needs of the people and for the needs of the community. Those should be part of worship. Money and the products of our work are acceptable sacrifices, acceptable offerings to the Lord.